It was 1947, and I was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But we lived in a small community of Pride, Louisiana. My parents were always helping someone. They were very giving. Our family life was centered around church, and I think that started the pattern for what I do. My very favorite thing that I liked to do was to play team sports. My teammates thought that I could lead because I was captain of most of the teams. My younger brother called me bossy, and that didn't go real well, and I told him no, it was leadership. So I think that I was starting back then thinking that I could lead. I graduated from Pride High School, and then I went to LSU in the summer, and then to Northwestern, and graduated from Northwestern, and that's where I met Elgin.
We met at a basketball game at Northwestern State University in Natchitoches. We were married in 1968. Jennifer is creative. She will lay out a plan and follow it. She has had a tendency to look for places that she thought were maybe not being fulfilled or not being fulfilled well enough.
There was a group of ladies at First Baptist Church that met, and they talked about women's ministry, what they knew.
I led the missions at the church for probably 15, 18 years. And around 2000, we started ramping things up, and that's when I met Jennifer, and we talked a little bit. And she was the go-to person for women in the church.
They asked me if I would serve as the women's ministry leader. So my heart was stirring a little bit with that. But Elgin and I worked full-time, and I had 4 children. And I was in other organizations, and just didn't seem like I had time. But the Lord was still working.
She got our daughter Maudie to pray with her, and they prayed about starting a women's ministry.
And I'm going to talk to my family, because this will take from my family.
You know, we were just proud of her, because so many people can cruise in life.
We were certainly raised in an environment of humble service to others.
She instilled in me and my siblings faith, and second is work ethic. The Christian church, I have always been profoundly grateful to have been raised in that nurturing community that literally is the foundation of Western civilization.
My mom was very good at multitasking, so she helped my dad with the businesses. She would come sometimes in her work restaurant clothes to our games, would have dinner cooked and sitting in the warming drawer for us, and so she was able to balance church work, her kids, her marriage.
And I went back to the group, and I told them yes, that I would serve, that I would learn everything that I could. I came home and I called Lifeway. She referred me to Dr. Rhonda Kelly at New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary, and it set me on the path. That path at seminary was 2 years, and that took me away from my family.
It was impossible for us to believe that she had that many children, that many grandchildren, that many other responsibilities, and she still dedicated herself to the church.
I became a commercial pilot for a while, and
Elgin would fly me down there, and he would come home. He'd come back to get me. So he was committed.
By the time I met Jennifer, she had taken over the leadership of the women's ministry, and it exploded.
Whatever we needed, whenever we needed it, she said yes. And you can't find people like that very often. She would wash, she would clean, she would drive, she would carry.
We developed over 35 ministries for women at First Baptist. Colossians 1:10, and we pray that in order that you may live a life worthy of the Lord and may please Him in every way, bearing fruit in every good work, growing in the knowledge of God. We based everything that we did on that.
and everything is low key. I mean, nothing's done for show or a pat on the back.
She's just got that gift that she can see somebody and tell what your strengths are, maybe what your weaknesses are, and where to plug you in.
Sometimes we'd have a meeting and she'd have these wild ideas in my mind. She'd put it out there and says, let's make it happen. And we'd go, okay, Jennifer, we'll make it happen. So she was always really good about leading us.
She never asked us to do anything that she wouldn't do. She was always side by side with us.
If any of the leaders had a need for something, if it wasn't in the budget, it came out of her pocket, and she was glad to provide that.
Any ministry that I wanted to begin in our church, I always prayed about it. The next step was to call Jennifer. And that was her goal, was to bring everyone in, not just a select group.
There were so many needs out there. There was so much pain out there. We started at birth for mothers with babies, and we went all the way of people that were dying.
And then as that matured and other people took parts of it, then she found other things. Communications with homebound people.
We trained and we would visit people that were homebound that could not come to church. So from the homebound, I moved to writing cards to the homebound. It means something to them. They get something in the mail and that somebody cares. And that's ongoing with the women's ministry now at church. There are several women that write cards. Our oldest daughter, Ann, went to Ouachita. There was a lot of love there and a lot of giving. It stirred my heart that Sherry Edwards asked me to serve on the Pruitt Advisory Board because of all this women's ministry that we had worked together. And Sherry and Danny and the faculty were working on bringing more women's ministry and courses for girls to take. And I thought that OBU is preparing people to go out and share the light of Christ. It's just a wonderful place.
And so to continue that on and to give that to the grandkids as well.
My grandma's faith is so unique because she just really is so servant-hearted.
Hospitable, caring, decorative, Christ-like, good cook,
generous,
loving.
That's numero uno to her and to us, is raise good people and serve others.
When Jennifer gets to heaven, there's going to be so many people that are going to want to hug her neck for how they were touched by her ministry, by her love, by her concern, by her texts, by her just always checking in with them. It's going to be a great day, but Jennifer will just say it was the Lord, and truly it was, but Jennifer was an extension of his arm while she was on earth.
What bit are you leaving? What from you are you leaving that will positively affect someone's life for Christ?